Deathless is an improvised cinematic narrative with live production, including music and dialogue. There is no script. This story contains violence, disturbing imagery, adult themes, and a darkness which may leave you doubting who you are. Proceed at your own risk.
Shake, shake, shake me awake. Rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Shake, shake, shake me awake. Rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Ache, ache, ache for me, babe. Shout from the depths that you want me to stay. Fight for me, fight for me, fight. I want you to fight for me. I want you to fight for me. Shake me awake, rip me from slumber and fight for me. I want you to fight for me, babe. They say stand up for the things you can't stand to lose. Despite what my heart can't feel.
It frequently storms like this in Berlin. The entire city is gray, bitter, and cold. The streets were full of faces lined with worry as you made your way through them, courier. It filled you with dread, a yawning of something vulnerable. What are you doing here on this street?
I've been hired to locate two young lovers. A regular Romeo and Juliet or some bullshit like that.
Why are you locating them?
I've stopped asking questions like that. It usually just ends up with more trouble than what it's worth. If I were to wager a guess, I would say that Dipshit 1 shouldn't be fooling around with Dipshit 2, according to their parents. But that's just a guess.
Can you roll for me? A flat D100, please.
A 93.
Okay. You're walking in this area and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, it's not the description that they gave you. Who gave you this job?
It was a usual contact, but it seemed off from the start. And usually I wouldn't take these, but it is tonight, after all.
All right. It takes you a long time. You're sort of navigating through these strange streets. Everything's feeling decrepit, like it's falling apart. But you do find a door that has the number that you were told to look for, 7.
Are there any windows?
It's a pretty typical Berlin flat. So there are windows on the bottom, sort of narrow, and there's steps up to a door with a railing. All of the windows are closed. Like, you can't really see into any of them. There's curtains, or some of them are even like boarded up because the area doesn't seem so nice.
Typical. Well, except the boarding up, but the windows. I find never reveal what you really need. Is the door ajar or is it firmly closed?
Can you roll for me again, actually?
An 81.
It is firmly closed.
I'm going to very slowly try the doorknob, and I want to see if it's locked firmly or if it's not been locked.
It is locked, but that's not something that usually sort of stops you, right? Like, you have your ways of getting into places that you're not supposed to be.
Yeah. But that feeling in the back of my neck, all the little things that have been wrong so far, gives me pause. I feel like I might as well knock for all the good it will do me.
Okay.
But do I? That's the real problem here. No, go with what we normally do. I want to try to pick the lock.
Okay. Yeah, so you pull out your lock-picking tools and kind of get down on one knee. This is a smooth operation as far as you're concerned. You do this a lot. Yeah, the door clicks open. It's not locked beyond what you can pick.
Now, I'm expecting sounds from a locked door with boarded up windows of two lovers who shouldn't be loving. What do I hear?
It is completely silent in the hallway. So the hallway is a sort of, it's got marble, which feels very strange almost because of how rough the outside looks, but the floor is marble, the walls are marble, albeit it's not clean, okay? But there's a big staircase that sort of winds up. And typical of these sorts of buildings, you have to climb the stairs. There's no elevator here. And from outside, it looks like this place goes up quite a few floors. But it is silent. You don't hear anything.
I let out an exacerbated sigh. Of course, there wouldn't be an elevator. Not that I would use it if there was one, with all the noise that it would make.
Yeah, I have a question before you go up. On that note, how long have you been in Berlin?
It's been probably close to a decade now, if memory serves. The days all bleed together when it's all about the legwork, and then the evenings are the actual work.
Yeah.
The lines on my face would indicate probably 9 to 12 years.
Because of that, you kind of know very well this building and how to navigate it, because a lot of these buildings are quite similar. And your quarry is on a higher level, a higher floor. So you got to take the stairs.
Of course. Then the stairs I take.
You walk up these stairs and your shoes are sort of squeaking on the marble, and it's so quiet it kind of echoes in the room, and I'm sure it's a bit, you're trying to keep as quiet as possible. But eventually you get to a floor where there is a door on the right-hand side. It's closed. It's nondescript. It looks like every other door that's in this building, except it is open, unlike the front.
Huh. An invitation. I don't like it. I want to peer around the through the door. I don't want to step through it. So I want to see what I can make out.
The apartment is strange as well because it is decorated very well. It's much like the marble of the hallway in this area that's not very nice, but this particular apartment, this flat rather, is quite nice. You walk in and you don't hear anything. There's no real signs of life as far as you can tell. There's no radio playing. There's no children laughing or a family. You don't even hear like the giggling laughter of those lovers that you're looking for. But then you hear in what you could presume is the kitchen a clang of a teapot.
And I'm sorry, where is the kitchen from where I am?
So if you enter into the hallway, it's sort of a long hallway, and the kitchen would be down the hallway and to the right in like the end of that hallway.
I want to see if I can get any faint scent of blood, copper, anything like that. Right now, I'm thinking maybe a murder, suicide, or just a murder, and the other is hiding in the kitchen.
Roll for me.
A 3.
There is no sign of struggle. There's no sign of violence. And in fact, as you sort of maybe move into the hallway, you might hear a soft voice from the other room. Ah, shit.
I take out a cigarette and I light it. I've let my guard down. It's at least one of the idiots. I go to the kitchen, and I'm not making it quiet either. And I yell down, "I heard you. Come on out."
Yeah, if you turn around to the kitchen, inside is a man. He's looks kind of young. He has dark hair. It's tousled and curled over his forehead. He wears a wrinkly dark gray suit. It's been mended in a few places, but not very well, so it kind of gives you the impression that he does it himself. He looks at you with big wide eyes. Oh. Hello?
You're not who I'm looking for.
He frowns. Are you a good person, courier?
I don't see what difference that makes here.
Can you roll for me?
Also, yeah. A 68.
You look at him, and it's almost like the kitchen constricts, and suddenly he's standing right in front of you. But I would say that you don't feel afraid. There's something in his eyes that feels familiar, and he looks deeply at you. What was the worst day of your life?
worst day of my life was when my wife, Maria, died. She was there one day and the next moment, nothing. There was no long illness, no prolonged goodbyes with tears. It was just sudden.
He looks at you, frowns, and his eyes well with tears of red. In a moment, she was gone. It was just sudden.
How do you know that? Who are you? Why are you here? How'd you get in here? The questions flood out of my mouth. No control.
They sent you for me, didn't they? It's all right, you can say so.
I was sent, but not for you. Why are you here?
I'm hiding. You're a good person. I can tell. I'd see it. Go ahead.
I look confused and baffled at the notion that I'm a good person. Not because I am or am not, but I just don't think of myself in that way. Or maybe even most people I don't think in that way. It's always shades of gray.
He frowns again. He kind of looks you over, takes a step back. Yeah, I'm sorry. Always coming on a bit strong. See, I have this thing where I can feel what you feel. And sometimes it just makes me feel like I know you when I don't. You don't know me, and I get that. So I'm really sorry. I'm hiding because well, it helps me hide, is what I'm saying. To know if someone's going to hurt me or not.
Is that always the first question out of your mouth? Are you a good person?
Sometimes.
And what do they say in response?
They always say yes.
And they
of course
never
they say
are.
yes. No. The ones that are don't answer. Or they look at me like how you're looking at me right now.
Yeah. And I take a long puff of my cigarette. And how am I looking at you right now?
Can you roll for me again?
Mm-hmm. A 47.
Well, you're looking at me like you should look at me. Which is, with suspicion, really. Which is good, because it's better than you looking at me with hunger.
Hunger.
Yeah. Listen, who hired you? May I ask?
You may, but I might not answer.
Okay, listen, I gotta get out of the city, and like I said, I have a good feeling about you, whether you agree with me or not. So I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and ask if you happen to know since they know I'm here, clearly, and you're here because of it. If you're not going to take me,
the city.
I can't?
No. If someone's looking for you, in my experience, they're also looking at all of the exits. There is no escape. Hiding is probably going to be your best option from here.
Okay, and even though I'm pretty sure you're not here to kill me, are you?
Nope. I don't do that.
Okay. Well, sorry to have wasted your time then. I guess I'll just, the streets.
Wait.
Moving.
Wait, hold on. I put out my cigarette on if there's a counter nearby on that.
Yeah.
Discard it. Step on it with my shoe. I think I know where you can go. You'll have to follow me, though.
Yeah, all right.
And no more kettle droppings, okay?
I just wanted a cup of tea. Yeah, sure. Mum's the word.
Sure. Follow me, and I make my way out.
He reaches out his hand before you and says, Elio, nice to meet you.
I look at the hand, and I look at Elio. They call me Hans here. Come on.
He follows you out. Where are you taking him, the courier?
I'm taking him to the only place that I know where weird shit happens that I just can't explain. A place where there's song and life around every drink. Now you'll have to forgive my German, even though I've been here a while. I'm not native. The bar is called Das Sonnenlicht. Something about a sun.
Perfect.
Here I am without my suntan lotion.
Yeah. You head to the bar. Automobiles are driving through the rain, and their wheels are kicking up water in a sound so similar to roaring applause that you feel you could close your eyes and feel the heat of 1,000 bodies cheering. You're ragged, cold, wet to the bones. But as you approach Friedrichstrasse, the crowd thickens to suits and dresses and other fineries. The sound of raised voices, song-like and otherworldly, as though lifting the clouds from the rest of the city, call to you. You follow those bright red smiles, the velvet, lace, and fur, until you turn the corner and you see it. The facade of a giant orb hangs over the double doors, painted a bright red. Lines of dancing lights emanate from it, illuminating the whole corner of the street. Beneath it, in bright red painted text, reads, Das Sonnenlicht. It beckons you in whispers. Here you will be safe. Here you can be yourself. Here you are right. Like a moth, you are pulled to a sun so bright you've only seen it when you dream. As you and Elio approach the doors, you're greeted by two bouncers, ones that you have seen before. They're both wearing suit and tie. One is a woman who has a mustache drawn in with a black pencil, and the other is a large man and his ears are pierced and he has a sparkle in his eye. They both nod at you, and they open the doors, and you pass through the velvet curtain into the main bar. It's a wall of sensation as your eyes quickly adjust to the bright, glorious crystal chandeliers, the bustle as beautiful men and women walk from table to table, and the heavenly voices of chorus of men and women in drag sing on the modestly sized stage, hips swinging and legs kicking to the band in hypnotic fashion. The blood thrums in your ears, and it's almost like it's joining the chorus, chanting, Willkommen, willkommen, willkommen. Welcome to Das Sonnenlicht. We will now pass through the bar into a back hallway. Felix, you have found yourself in a darkened hallway of one of the private areas of the bar. The lights are dim, but the hallway is warm on your skin, and there's a perfume in the air. What does the perfume smell like to you?
Smells a little like wood and leather.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rugged perfume.
Yeah, it's good.
Little vanilla too.
As you're walking down the hall, you've been here a lot, right?
Yeah.
In this private back area.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The doors are sort of like, there's velvet pretty much everywhere. You know, like just imagine this place and it's red and it's velvet and it's, you know, soft and silky and just a texture dream. It is a tactile heaven. So each door has a velvet curtain in front of it as you walk, and there's like little numbers on each of the rooms. But you're heading to room number 7.
Is there anyone
What?
in this hallway?
No, it is empty.
Okay, so as I'm walking, you would notice there is a bit of a pronounced limp. Other things too. There's a pretty hefty scar on the right side of his face, which is what the eye patch is covering part of it, and his left arm, at least half of it, is prosthetic that's basically inert, but it's in the shape of a hand. So which one was like a 7?
7, room number 7, yeah. What brings you to Das Sonnenlicht?
Several things. It's a company, obviously. Some music, it's dancing, the beauty of the performers. But most of all, well, it is the same thing, with the bartender and relief.
As you approach the door, it opens, welcoming you in, and inside is a bed. The room is filled with candles lit. There's a small little bar should you want wine or any other drinks.
I pour a drink immediately.
Yeah. What do you pour?
Whatever's first. It's a hurried. I'm grabbing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming whiskey. Let's say some sort of whiskey. That's
Whiskey.
there.
Whiskey is good. Yeah. How
If
are
it's
you
this bar,
feeling?
it's a nice bourbon.
It is a
private
nice
room.
bourbon.
Yes.
And also, I would say that you are a special guest here, you know? Like, you are known when the room is prepared for you. It's with a consideration of what you would like. So it's not just a nice bourbon, it's maybe the bourbon that you most prefer to drink whenever you come here.
But I down it quickly before, while I'm still alone. There's an urgency.
There's
deep
a-
breath. Yeah, kind of checking myself. It's very, very plain clothes, but checking himself nonetheless.
There's a rustle from another sort of veiled entrance to the room. Darling, you look very good.
It's so very good to see you. I immediately straighten up at the sound or the sight of him. And I was clearly meant to say I was holding a bouquet of flowers the whole time that I hand over.
Oh my god.
I will leave these here for you on the bar.
Oh, I love them. Constantine looks like the most shiny, glittering version of himself that anyone has seen, Very different than in the main show. He's had time to, oil everything and perfume himself and, as one does.
You are shining like a beacon of light this evening, as always.
Well, it is das Sonnenlicht. One must shine. He kind of approaches you. He puts his hands on your chest. What is it?
Physically melt a little bit, just my knees go weak a little bit.
Yeah. He puts his arm around you, around your waist when he notices this, and it's almost like, that he is not human, that he's not mortal. So he uses his strength to hold you up when he notices that your knees buckle a little bit. Would you like
immediately,
to sit?
I am fine. Yes, but I am fine. I don't like that he feels the need to help me in this way, so I straighten back up immediately, very rigidly.
Oh. That is not necessary between us.
Well, I just don't need anyone to think. I need this sort of help. Perhaps around you for a moment, but I can manage to sit on my own.
Of course. He kind of backs up.
Sorry.
He goes over and pours himself
Did I mention I'm disfigured? Because you guys need to something to think about. I'm sorry. I have weeping wounds that have been bleeding for now. Okay.
Yeah, he pours himself a champagne and goes and sits down on the bed and sort of taps the edge of it. Come now, tell me about your day.
Well,
there's not an ounce of insincerity to him, I should say.
And I just undo a button on my shirt, and I'm comfortable now. I'm kind of leaning back. Well, it's actually I have some great news today. Is I've finally gained new employment. It's not the most exciting job. Yes, thanks to our fine government, I will be working as a lathe operator in a precision factory. It's very boring, but at least I will be getting paid regularly. More than I could say about my current occupation.
Felix, this is the most grand news. He stands up and he walks over, and even though there's a bottle of champagne that's already open, he picks up a brand new one and pops it and goes, "We must celebrate. Congratulations."
Do I take it with my hand? Yeah.
Prost, meine Liebe.
Allow me to being able to afford more of your wonderful drinks and your company. Prost. It is the reason I have it is I went to the test center for replacement limbs. And they actually helped me get the jobs. They have a new prosthetic that actually I directly connect to the machine, and I just move. I use my limb to turn the leg. It's very boring, but it is something I can do. He said, what did he say? He said that I had a good shoulder for attachments, like a shelf. Which I guess is a good thing. But I'm just glad. I'm tired of being an organ grinder on the north side of town. It is brutal. I would tell you, if one thing, the competition is fierce these days. There are so many, and I am not looking for a fight. They're getting on your territory. I have to pay to rent the barrel organ, and worst of all, I just never think I will see eye to eye with the monkey. I tell you, that has been the hardest thing. There are times when he is screeching at me, just screeching his little monkey mouth at me, when I swear, if I listen closely, I swear he has an English accent.
No.
Yes, he is like a devil himself. But I'm free.
Kann ich glauben.
I am free of the monkey now. And I am here. Enough about the monkey.
Well, then, we must do something to celebrate. Are you in... Has it been bad today?
I see bad every day.
Yes.
Worse in the mornings. Or better at night, obviously. And I'm like pulling my collar open.
Yeah. Constantine takes your hand and kisses it, and then runs his hand over your cheek. Well, here's to my lathe operator. And then he leans in and...
Later on, afterwards, late in the evening, may I have a moment of your time to ask you something else?
Of course.
Right, I don't want to ruin the moment right now. I kind of like, I put my hand on his cheek and like feel his incredibly soft skin. Supernaturally soft, some might say. Smooth. Yeah. And I just tilt my head.
He leans in and plunges his teeth into your neck.
There's a gasp and my head goes back and my eyes roll back in my head.
What does it feel like when you get fed upon in Das Sonnenlicht?
Well, this is the best feeling I have had ever, and I will ever have in my life until the next time he feeds upon me. Every time I think it is the best, but... It is almost as good, as sad I feel as it slowly fades afterwards.
Yeah.
And the pain returns. And the thoughts return. But it is bliss. I'm ignorant of everything that troubles me.
Constantine, as he feeds from you, he knows this about you. And I think as you sort of lay in his arms, he does it as gently as possible, but he knows he's giving you a reprieve from your pain. And it just makes the moment even sweeter, I think.
Yeah, as much as it felt like it looked like I was going to melt when you touched my chest, at this point I'm practically a puddle on the bed. Get some up.
We shall head back into the bar.
Sorry. That was so funny.
I feel like that's the third time it's happened.
That was crazy. Yeah, you hit that a few times.
All right, we head into the main bar again. And at the bar top, speaking to, who is everyone calls Wolfgang, but calls Wolfie, who is the daytime, nighttime bartender. He's a beautiful man with long black hair, and he has diamonds glued underneath his eyes, and he is at the bar in a tense conversation with Harry.
Oh, listen, man, that is what I'm telling you, though, okay? Sometimes you can see it, but only under certain conditions, all right? So, like, this place, super mysterious, okay?
Right.
I've got two witnesses. Wolfie, listen to me. I got two witnesses from two different places. One from the UK, one from Florida. and they both say the same thing. It's in the exact same location, right? I follow the map to a T. I go there, and I'm good at following my maps, okay? You gotta believe me on that. My daddy taught me before I was even turned. I knew exactly where to go. I followed that map perfect. I went right there, nothing. But both of them said they seen it. So are they lying to me? They don't know each other. It's impossible, okay? It exists, but it doesn't exist. You understand?
Yeah, nein. I don't know if I understand, to be honest, but
okay.
I believe you. Yeah.
No, we can back it up then. We can back it up. Okay, so the reason why most people can't see it is because the Camarilla, right? They're casting blood sorcery on the water source in most of the cities. Okay, so then the humans drink that, and then we feed on the humans, and that blocks our ability to see the building. Okay, now if you go out into the country, you find yourself a good diet of blood from people that are nowhere near the Camarilla. They will eventually clear you out. It'll clear your system out, and then pop, you could see. You could see this place, but not only that, you experience life like we were meant to, Wolfie. I'm telling you, man. Listen, I do it myself, but I've got too many things that I'm working on in the cities right now. But my cousin told me he has done it. Hold on, Wolfie. There's another way that's faster, though. Do you want to hear about it?
Yes.
Okay. The other
Wolfie starts to pour you another shot and then hands it over. Yeah.
I'll take it. The other way, okay, is you got to find a virgin, but not a real virgin. I mean, sometimes they're virgin. It doesn't really matter. But what is important is that they're pure in intent and they're honest, okay? And sometimes it's more common for actual virgins to be pure in intent and honest. So that's why it's like the virgin myth, but it's not really a virgin. But you need to drink their blood on a full moon, and you need to follow the ceremony exactly. It's a ritual, okay? It's a spell, all right? But here's the tricky part. You don't drain them all the way, okay? You just take a little bit, and then they fall asleep, okay? An hour later, exactly 1 hour later, their eyes are gonna pop open, and that's when your eye pops open, but your third eye right here, I'm telling you, man, it's a real thing.
I love this character. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I'm supposed to GM under these conditions. All right. So as you mention, third eye, strangely, the velvet opens and in comes the courier, Hans, with his friend? You've never seen this person before. You've seen Hans plenty of times, but you've never seen him bring anybody with him. And it's a bit strange because you know him to be kind of a lone wolf individual. You know, like he comes here and he sits down at the bar and he just kind of like meets with Constantine. They have a rapport, but he doesn't really talk to anybody else very much. And, you know, so yeah, it's interesting to you, I would say, that he's coming in with someone else. Can you roll for me?
Yeah, I can roll for you. I'm watching them like a hawk, though. I want you to know that. I see something strange, and I got to take a look. Where do you want me to
just
roll
a
at?
flat D100, 1D100 in our regular PBU.
I got you. Let me see what we get here. It's gonna be a 12.
Holy.
My eyes are open. Maybe I got a third eye. You don't know. There's other ways I just haven't even found out yet.
Okay. Can you do one more roll for me, please?
Yeah. Wait for the music. Bam. An 80. Waited too
Okay.
long.
Okay. When you turn and you look at this person, You can absolutely fucking swear to God that they have a third eye. You see it for a split second, and then it's gone. Just underneath their fringe, you realize, oh, they have a fringe there. Like their hair is covering their forehead, but the moment you saw them, it was almost as if it was clear and you could see an eye just in the middle of their forehead. It's gone now, but...
What color is their hair?
Dark brown.
It's dark brown. They got a dark brown fringe on their forehead?
Yeah, that's right.
Like a walrus mustache?
Well, more like just a mop of hair, but yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay, I just lean over to Wolfie and I say, who the hell is that? That man there.
Kinda unknown. I've never seen that person before. It's very weird. Oh, but you know, we get new ones every day. Remember to be polite, you know? They may be,
I'm gonna be polite.
courtesy, yeah? Stand
Okay.
on courtesy. So for
Man, where y'all
the
source your
audience...
water from?
So for everyone to know, because all of you would know this, the bar has a thing that Constantine calls Höflichkeiten, or courtesies, basically, which is mortals come to this bar as well as kindred, but the kindred have an agreement to protect the reality of mortals. So a mortal can come to this bar and have a wonderful time and not know that they're surrounded by kindred. Some mortals do stay and become regulars or residents of the bar for various reasons. But yeah, when a new person comes in, you know, you remember the courtesies, so. Courier. Oh.
Sorry, no, I was just about to go, but you got something planned, so I'm gonna let you do it.
Courier, you step into the bar and you can hear from a mile away. You hear Harry at the bar going off.
We love
And
Harry.
he turns and looks at you.
Fuck.
And you can see his eyes. He's got that glint in his eyes that you see when he sees, like, evidence for the stuff he thinks is true. Like a dog with a bone.
Shit. I turn to Elio. Ground rules. Your name is not Elio. It's something else. Lee. That's close enough, right? You'll respond to that. Crazy person is going to be yelling at you. He thinks he sees some shit. It's probably, I don't fucking know, an extra nipple or something.
Okay, I don't
You
have
don't
an
have it,
example, but-
even if you do.
Okay, sure. All right.
Quick answers with him, and he'll find another bone to chew on.
Do you come here a lot? This place is doesn't really seem revive. I mean, I like it, but it doesn't really seem like a place that you would go.
What's that supposed to mean?
Never mind. Let's go talk to that guy.
I take it he just takes off, and then I follow after him.
What do you mean? He says. Okay. Elio walks towards Harry. There's a sort of naivety to him. He's just like walking around, kind of in this freakishly trusting way, which I'm sure really bugs you.
Yeah, I'm doing everything I can to not... This is going to sound weird, but grabbing like the back of his neck, but not in like a violent way, just a way to guide him as if he were a small child. I don't do it. I manage to fight that urge, but I'm behind him, watching everyone in a much different way.
Hi. Hello? You were looking at me. He reaches out his hand.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you ever been to Chattanooga?
Fucking.
Gesundheit.
No, he hasn't.
Listen, man, okay? Hans, I know you're a skeptic, and that's what I love about you, because when I prove you right, the look on your face is going to give me, buzzes, okay? Now, listen to me, okay? Have you ever been to Chattanooga? I'm going to tell you.
No, he hasn't.
no.
I repeat.
I don't.
Let him
Don't know
answer,
where
let
that
him
is. I don't really know where
You
that
don't
is.
know where it is. It's in Tennessee.
No.
You heard of Tennessee before?
No. Can't say I have. That's America, right?
Yes, it is. Indeed. Bingo. Okay, listen to me now. Have you heard of a place in Chattanooga, Tennessee that is there for some people but ain't there for others? It's a bar.
Can't say that I have. That sounds
Okay.
interesting. Is it like
How
this place?
often- I need to roll. It's to find out if he
Yes.
is kindred or not. Can I tell?
Yes. Can you roll for me, please?
Sure. A 50, right down the middle.
Okay. Give me a second, because I think you would know that he's a kindred. Yeah.
Okay.
You would just get the vibe pretty quickly as soon as he got closer to you. You're not really sure. Like, there's something unfamiliar, but you can't really put your finger on it necessarily. Which I'm sure that compiled with the thing you saw at the very beginning is like very strange.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, okay? There's something special about you, I can tell. Now, I will pay your way if you come with me to Chattanooga. I want you to see this place, because I think you can see it. I can't. I've been there, cannot see it. But you got something special in you. You want to know what it is?
Can you roll again?
Yeah. I'll roll again. A 36.
You are suddenly aware that he is using an ability on you.
Oh, yeah. What is he using?
You don't necessarily... Well, a 36 is pretty good, to be honest. He's sizing you up. But the times that you've been sized up before have been like, oh, is this person dangerous, you know? But he's not sizing you up to find out if you're dangerous. He's sizing you up to find out if you're good.
Okay. All right. And that's what I get from, like, he's using an ability or spell or something to figure out if I'm a good guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I stop for a second. I go, what's that? What's that tingling?
My eyes dart immediately to Elio.
Are you a good person, Harry?
Me?
I'm
A good
asking, not the
person?
character.
Oh.
Not Elio.
Okay.
I'm asking, not Elio. Yeah. Do you think you're a good person?
I ain't never thought about it before. Been too busy. Which means yes.
One moment. I have to do a little roll for myself. Oh. Yeah, he puts his hand out and says, "Hi, I'm Elio. I would love to go with you to Tennessee. When are you going?"
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. We can go tonight if you want. I don't care. This is very important, all right? This is going to prove everybody wrong, especially you, you little bastard. I laugh in Hans's face.
I don't react. He does this all the time.
Ooh, strong silent type. We ain't never seen that before.
Nope, certainly not 12 times in all of the different shows here on Tablestory.tv.
Okay, you're not no. This is my payback. This is where I get back at you, and you have to sit there and grunt and be upset about everything. You can't break the rules, Greg. this is where I get to jump around and insult you and whisper in your ear, and you just have to be like, okay?
I love this show so much.
I wave over to the barkeep for my usual.
Yes, of course. Wolfie brings out a glass and pours in an amber liquid and slides it to you. Then passes a ashtray in your direction, leans out with a smile on his face, and lights a lighter. It's like one of the old-timey ones that do like the full. I mean, they're not old-timey because people still use them, but you know what I mean. It does the full. He lights your cigarette.
I look at him. Much appreciated.
Of course.
Thanks.
So much better. I'm so impressed.
I've been working on it.
Yes, I can see. Oh,
Great
our
job,
darling
buddy.
Hans.
Don't you have
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
psychic raccoons to be yelling about?
Hey, man. I know you're joking, but I actually read about something recently that's kind of similar. So I'm even more suspicious of you now.
Uh-huh. My eyes dart back to Elio. I'm looking for... What is he doing? Is he still, I assume, staring at Harry, or is he...
Mm-hmm. He's got like a smile on his face, and he's a little bit more relaxed. Like the whole time that you were on your way to this place, to the bar, he seemed to be acting like normal, okay? Like what you would expect from someone who says that they're hiding and they're trying to escape from something, you know? He was nervous and kind of like looking around. But the moment you entered the bar, he just seemed to like... The energy that you get is like a deer. Like just a gentle deer. He's just walking around, eyes wide, smiling at everything he sees, you know? He's looking now at Harry as Harry's yammering around, and he's just like nodding and kind of following, like... No. You know?
I'll go over back. What was the barkeep's name? I forget.
Wolfie.
Wolfie. I go back to Wolfie. Wolfie, can you get Con for me, please?
Yes, of course. In a moment, Wolfie kind of like flashes a smile. He's got his teeth out with you. He goes and takes a turn behind the bar, and he lifts this sort of like spirit flask that's in the thing. He lifts it, and behind is a little speaker section, and he sort of taps it and goes, "Hello, boss Konstantin." And then a little like gravelly voice on the other line goes like, "He's with a customer," in German. And then he goes, "Oh," he turns to you and goes, "Is it important?"
Yeah, I'm beginning to think it's important.
Okay. Turns back. Can you make sure he comes down at the earliest convenience? And the person on the other line goes, "Yeah." And then he puts the bottle back and turns. But, Kindred, where did you find him?
I guess you could say he more found me.
I never took you for the type, but good luck. Well done. Kind of like shimmies his shoulders, completely misreading what's going on.
I take a drink, and my eyes do not now leave Elio.
Felix. In the room, It doesn't last very long, which I think is
What
something
with
that...
Constantine? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. I mean, yes, okay. You're a good point.
Yeah.
But you're sort of winding down from your time together. And then a sort of sound, like a bird out of the corner from where Constantine came out of, echoes. And he turns to you and goes, so I must get back. Will you come with me?
Just like splayed out. Yeah, I will just bring myself together and make myself presentable again.
He gives
I will
you
follow behind, I promise.
He gives you a kiss and then says, perfect. See you down there.
Drink from me like I'm something sweet.
You've always been sweet. And then he leaves the room. How are you feeling?
Well, pretty good. A bit empty. I think it's just kind of just laying there in the whatever's remaining of the euphoria that comes from when Constantine drinks from him, knowing that it's gonna not fade away like immediately, but at some point it'll all his troubles will creep back in again. He's trying to enjoy it for as long as he can, but as soon as it starts to fade to that point, he gets up, he just drinks another glass of the bourbon, like make sure his arm is attached, buttons his shirt back up, and then walks back out.
I think one thing that you would notice is that here in this bar, people don't look at you the same way that they look at you outside in the world, you know?
Outside, they try not to look at me.
Yeah,
but here
exactly.
people do. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Nobody looks at me outside, but here people do.
Constantine comes back to the bar, sort of waltzes out, and gives a look over everything around him, and then heads over to you, Harry and Hans. Sorry, Harry and Hans, yeah.
Connie,
Courier.
there you are. Come here. Let me tell you something. I got something for you, okay? Connie. Okay, this guy can see. You know what I was talking about before? This guy can see. I'm going to take him to Chattanooga. I'm going to prove everything to you, okay? You want to come with?
Constantine looks at Elio, who is like a new person, right? A new person to the bar, has never met this person before, and he reaches out his hand and says, "Hello, ich bin Constantine. Nice to meet you. I see you have met my friends." Elio just kind of like nods along. And he looks at Constantine and sort of frowns. And then smiles. Gives you a big smile, actually, Courier. Just looks at you. This is great. Thanks for bringing me here.
Huh. I don't think I say anything. I think I'm not sure how to proceed with the sudden change in his attitude. And it feels I'm at a crossroads because this feels wrong for some reason, but I know I'm in a safe place.
Is this like the first time you have felt like that here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, to this degree, I think the first time that I came here it was similar, but it was quickly assuaded by Constantine and the staff. And over the years, I think I've forgotten that. And now, more than ever before, it's just, I'm at a crossroads of confliction.
Constantine looks at you and says, "You wanted to talk?"
Yeah. You've met my new associate.
Right, yes. What was your name again? And Elio says, Elio.
There's something weird about this one. Not in a bad way. I motion to the bar. This way.
Do you say that, like, while Elio can hear you? Or are we having, like, a hushed conversation?
No, I don't think I would go far enough away from him to have a hushed conversation right now.
Yeah. Constantine kind of leans in and says, "How did you meet this individual?"
I took a job that ended up... And I'm thinking of all of the events that led up into that moment of me meeting this young man. I took a fake job, I guess. And now I'm babysitting this one.
Interesting.
There are others after him. He was just going to leave town.
Who is after him?
Who's after you?
This is a moment where Elio kind of, it's like he remembers himself. He kind of freezes again. The Camarilla. Harry, can you roll for me, please?
Yes. A 17, which is also my favorite number.
You look at Elio again, and when he says that the Camarilla are coming after him, suddenly you remember the third eye that came up. Yeah. Full on light bulb. You remember the third eye, and then you remember that you've heard this like rumor over the years, right? Like you're not really in... How deep are you in Camarilla business or kindred business?
How deep does a crocodile take his prey underwater?
Okay. You remember that there is a clan that
Oh, yeah.
the Camarilla actively hunt. And specifically, you know that the Tremere effectively wiped them out because they were evil. There's something really dangerous about them. And you remember that the Camarilla has been saying forever that the moment that you find one, you have to bring it in.
What are they called?
Salubri. So, I have one question for you, though.
Uh-huh.
how often do you believe the things the Camarilla says?
0% of the time. They always have another agenda, man. They are designed to control us. Okay, there are 4 points every city, and each one has its own little sector that they do a little spell right there, and then they connect, right? The city's designed to control us, but that's where we go, because that's where we're supposed to go, all right? So all the secrets in the city are in each of those 4 locations, but you can't access any of them unless you go to each of those 4 locations. Let me tell you what, this is probably one of them secrets. I'll bet you the Salubre, all they are kindred with an open third eye. That's it.
You know this to be true. With that 17, you know that these rumors have been propaganda, as most things are. And you have this conviction, as you have with everything, like that the Camarilla are putting things into the drinking water.
They are. Well, they're casting spells into the drinking water. It's worse.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. So, when this individual says the Camarilla, you see them for who they are, which is a Salubri who is escaping.
Yeah.
And needs to hide.
Okay, man. I say, all right, everybody shut the hell up. Listen, have you ever heard of the 4 points of the Diamond of Lies?
No, but tell me everything.
Okay, yeah, well, basically, this is it. There's 4 points in each city. It makes a diamond, and it's a diamond of lies, okay? And they use that diamond to control us, all right? Now, each of those points is important, but let me tell you something. We're inside of it right now. And if you don't know how to get out without being seen, pardon my German, but you're fucked.
Right, okay. Constantine kind of looks at Elio and says, don't worry, if you're looking to hide for the night, we can do that. We can do that.
No. Connie, we gotta go. We gotta leave right now. I'm talking tunnels, underground, ancient systems from castles forgotten from the time of yore. We gotta get out of here, man.
We can't leave right now. They'll be looking at every exit and entrance into the city, sewers, roads, whatever.
Who gave you the job? Constantine asks. Ask you, courier.
Well, whatever the job was, it wasn't better than the one I just received. I enter
You at the bar
from the
with
back.
us?
Yeah, I've just come back. No, that's me coming up. That's me coming back in.
It's him coming into the scene.
Yeah.
Hello, darling.
Hello, everyone. Here, Harry. Here, Courier. Here, Wolfie.
Felix, I tip my drink to you, welcoming.
Thank you, danke. Harry, do you have any wonderful stories for me tonight? I love how you tell them. Also, I'm starting to believe this. I've seen some weird things going on as I'm grinding the organ.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. Your second eye is going to be coming back, but in a different place, okay?
That would be wonderful. Sometimes I bump into a lot of things unintentionally. Allow me. I've got a new job. Allow me to buy you a drink in return for your story.
It's not exactly going to help you with not bumping into things, except for you'll be able to know when you're going to bump into something before you bump into it.
Oh, so that would be nice. Yes,
so
I would appreciate
it's kind of
this.
better, even.
What are you drinking?
I don't
No
know.
water, right? Straight, whatever it is.
I do not consume water if I can help it. Yeah, don't drink the water. That's my number one rule. If you are in a city or any place where they treat the water, they're treating it with blood magic, man. There's rituals on the 4 points of the Diamond of Lies, and it makes the water very contaminated, okay? So we're easier to control.
I'm just watching. I'm like very interested in everything he has to say. Like I'm just like, oh yeah.
You've never been to Chattanooga, have you?
No, I've never been. I don't even know where it is.
It's in Tennessee, man. I'm telling you, last week, I got a second confirmation, okay? 2 different people, 2 different places telling me the same thing. You know what that means?
But how do they even know each other?
No, they do not know each other.
They must
Never
be
met
true.
before.
How can 2 people have the same
Exactly.
thought?
You know what a journalist would call that?
What is that?
I have no idea, but probably something
Oh.
important.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
Well-
okay.
Well, I will have a drink for myself then. I asked Wolfie for a bourbon, please, Wolfie.
Kla. Oh my god. Kla.
Who is your new friend?
Who, me?
No, I know you. Herr Courier. This is new person here.
No, I mean,
some-
are you talking to me?
I'm talking to the group. If we're all standing around, I've invaded the group.
I sit up a bit and get off of, I think I was leaning against the bar right there, and I get up. That's Lee. And I glance a look at him.
Right, Lee Elio. I reach out my hand.
My face, you cannot even be hidden, is just furious.
I shake Lee's hand very happily. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Felix.
I would like to roll. I'm so sorry. I want to roll.
Yeah, please.
Like I got like people I've talked to all over the place got their eyes open. I heard the name Elio on the streets over the past like week or so. It's not instant communication in the 20s, but like, you know.
Yeah, so please roll for me.
Yeah, I want to roll for that. 37. By the way, if anyone else would like to roll during this episode, feel free.
You're rolling too good to keep rolling for all of us.
Nope.
I may have taken
Okay.
over a little bit. You told me to make a character like this, though. You sort of signed off on it. You're like, I want high energy. Here you go.
That's perfect. I love him. Okay, so you haven't heard the name Elio, but now that you're sitting here and you like have this description, and you're looking at him, you have heard people saying like, "Have you seen this person with this description?" So
Shit, man. You're who they're looking for. I heard about you. Okay. Stop it. Stop the music. We got to get the hell out of here, man.
the music does not stop.
I say this once a night at least.
But the first time they actually stopped the music, and then since then they haven't.
No, this is for real. This time it's real. I'm telling you. I've also said that every single time.
Every time. Yeah.
Y'all are gonna believe me, and then it's gonna come true, and you're gonna be sorry. I've also said that every time.
Hold on. As Constantine, I have to roll. Oh. Constantine looks at you curiously and then says, "Why don't you all follow me to one of our nicer rooms?" And then he sort of stalks off.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go there.
Do you all
right.
follow?
Yeah, I'm directly behind Elio.
Okay. Yeah, you walk through the bar. The bar is this kind of strange. It feels large, but still cozy. And when you exit one of the doorways, you find a hallway, and all of you would kind of know that there's private rooms, and then there's like longer private rooms where people can stay there for longer periods of time. There's dressing rooms for the people who are putting on a show. There's just lots of, it's kind of labyrinthian, which is interesting from, the facade that it has outside. But he walks you down one of these hallways, and gestures for you to enter the room. And when you do, you sort of notice that it's this like suddenly very kind of modest in comparison to the rest of the bar. It still has like a nice sofa. There's a small chair. There's a desk with sort of like lights around it, like one of those makeup vanity tables. And on the vanity, there's like books strewn everywhere, scarves, clothes. And then on the vanity, there's a drawing of a young man that's framed and just there. And there's a flower that's just in front of it. And I think this might be the first time that you recognize that this is like Constantine's private room. And I don't think any of you have... Well, actually, I think some of you might have been in here. I think that, yeah, I think, Courier, you're probably the only person who's been back here. Yeah. But for the other two, it's brand new.
The second we get in, I go, oh, man. Hey, where do you keep the sword?
The sword?
Yeah, in the stone.
He goes in.
Right?
He goes and he walks into, like, in a closet. He's got a smile on his face, and he kind of, like, fishes around the closet, and, like, silks and sort of, like, what everyone else would recognize to be like costume paraphernalia starts to like fall out, and he pulls out this this sort of rickety sword. It's not anywhere near like a medieval looking sword. It's more like a rapier or something that you would use in a performance at a show. And he brings it out and then hands it to you with two hands. Here you are.
Yeah, I take it like, holding the hilt and then two fingers under the blade, and I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't expect it to look like this at all.
But how did you know this was in here?
This is Excalibur, man. Oh. I kneel. I like taking it in my hand. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm the king. I'm just kidding. I'm not the king, but you know what I'm talking about. Oh, wow, that's so cool, man. I knew you had it in here.
I'm directly behind Elio. I move him away from the maniac with the prop sword.
Constantine looks at you, Harry, and says, what was it that you were saying before that you heard that people were looking for him?
Listen, you know me, Connie. I got eyes and ears everywhere because I always want to know what they're up to. All right, now, I specifically heard that someone mentioned his description being chased, and not in a small way. Like, it's a big deal. They gonna be kicking down doors quietly.
Constantine looks to Hans and says, have you heard this as well?
Yeah, from him. And can
Harry,
I roll?
We've known each other for years.
Yes, please roll.
I want to roll to see if I've heard anything else like on the streets that would...
Yep.
A 17.
Oh my god. That's the same roll. That's the same roll.
Haunted. Haunted. They heard from the same person.
Weird.
It's my favorite name. They're my favorite
they've heard
too,
it.
So.
You heard it from the same person. Yeah. So, can you describe a little bit more of what you do, the people that you interact with, and how you might have heard this information?
Sure.
Absolutely. So I'm just kidding.
No, go on. Where have you heard this information from?
Oh, they were clearly talking to you.
I know.
I was being an asshole like you are with all your
I know.
characters.
Oh my god.
I love this so much.
I'm a bit of a messenger and delivery service in a way. I take jobs as they come in, mostly from trusted sources, not always. The only thing that helps keep my mind still and quiet is keeping it busy. This particular job on this evening I got from a source of a source, and it seemed simple enough. Stop the two lovebirds from loving, send them on their way. I don't usually take jobs where it involves escorting someone from one place to another. Doesn't seem right.
Yeah, that shit's reserved for gamers. Sorry.
Yeah, but like the person you're escorting, like moves faster than you do when you walk, but slower than you do when you run. So you have to like move a little bit and then stop, and then move a little bit and then stop.
Yep.
I just realized that's literally what I've done in this episode, is giving you a person who's like going all over the place, and you're like, where are you going? Oh my God. Can you roll again for me?
99.
Okay.
There's my rolls back.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Is that a good roll, Greg?
It's just about the worst roll you can get outside of a 100.
Courier, now that you think about it, when you think about who gave you the job, you realize that they go by the name of Sevens usually, right? Is that right? Now suddenly you're not so sure. You're trying to remember what they looked like, but you kind of can't. Were they blonde? Were they a man or a woman? You're suddenly finding that there's a hole in your memory, a hole that you only know to be the mark of kindred exposure. Someone gave you this job, but they altered your memory to do it, and you don't know who they are. When was the last time that you felt this type of interference?
Would this be similar to the early days of frequenting this establishment, when I would leave and it felt almost instantaneous? I would enter and then leave, but I could tell time has passed from the environment around me. Is it similar to that feeling?
Yeah, it is, but this time it doesn't feel, like the memory lingering, the memory that had been stored here by the keepers of certain mortal memories who come to this place and wish to come back, but don't want to break the masquerade. They can choose to have their memory taken for the time that they are outside and then find their way back. It was a choice, always, for you in those early days before Constantine gave you the option to retain your memory of Kindred's existence. And when you started doing this job, this was not a choice.
Con. I look up at Constantine. The memory vanishing trick that you do here. That anyone else in this area do it?
Well, to be honest, many different types of kindred can. There's some of us who do it extremely well. But it could be anybody.
What about memory replacement?
I must roll. Harry, can you roll for me?
I was just about to jump in with the crazy theory. But yeah. An 85.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm going to take the PB rule of failures. It's not necessarily a failure. So I will let you decide whether or not you can think of anyone who does this, could be known for doing this. I think maybe the problem is that, like Constantine said, it's an ability that a lot of kindred have, but can you think of anyone and why you why that 85 might be an 85?
It's bad news.
Yes.
I have an
Because
idea.
PB's going to tell me exactly
Yeah.
why it's bad news right
Yeah.
now.
What
Yes,
if you,
please.
what if you think of them and it is the right person, but they're aware that you now realize what has happened to you?
Yep, I love that. Yeah, that's super dope.
So, because I think of it, then I know that they know?
Yeah. And now you're in a spiral of they know you know.
Oh,
Yep.
shit. Okay, hold on. First, I'm going to...
That's all I really wanted was this spiral right here.
I go, wait a minute. Stop the music. When's the last time you had braised beef?
What?
When was the last time you had braised beef? Recently, I bet, huh?
I don't remember the last time I had braised beef.
Really? It is so
Hey.
delicious. You think she would remember it very well.
Yeah, exactly. You would remember it because there's a place here that does amazing braised beef, but it's also connected to the man in the second floor. He looks down the window on the braised beef factory, and he has the power to delete everything that you thought you would never forget, and he replaces it with whatever he wants. But here's the thing, though. When you realize that it's been replaced, then he knows that you know. So he's going to come here right now. He knows that I know that you know, so now he's going to come in here and kick doors in quietly, and he's going to find us, man, and then we're all going to die. He's got power you wouldn't believe. Connie, you got to get me out of here. I grab Connie's silk robe or whatever the fuck he's wearing. I start shaking him.
I take a drink.
Must
So-
be a day that ends in Y.
I think since we're going to go with that, then the person that you think of, you know, goes under the name Everhurst. And you know that they are an assistant to the Prince of Berlin.
Everhurst Meats Emporium, man, I'm telling you. I'm so sorry to make your serious story.
No, this is so good. No, I love every
perfect.
second.
It's
So good.
We all know that's where the real money is.
That's right.
What are you talking? What are you talking about? Huh?
Listen, Everhurst, he's gonna find us. He knows that we know that he knows. Okay? He probably knows we're all in here right now.
Then stop thinking about him.
What? Stop thinking about him. Might as well ask you to stop looking like your sad little puppy dog died in front of you. It's part of who I am, man, I think.
Think about something else, like, I don't know, pink elephants or something.
You do
Thank you.
look exactly like John Wick. I got there in the end.
Should I not get Everhurst meats anymore? Is this what I'm
No,
getting from
you
this?
should not.
Okay, I will not
Well,
get it
hold
anymore.
on now. Actually, taper off slowly. Because if you just stop showing up one day, they're going to know.
Still no? Oh, all right. I will wean myself off Everhurst.
Yeah. Wean yourself off and then start complaining like, oh, my doctor's saying I can't eat meats anymore, blah, 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 something like that.
Sounds
you
like
know,
a crazy doctor. Yeah, I will do this. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. You're into you're into Eastern medicine or something weird.
Harry knows the future. In that moment, he just knows what's coming.
Blah.
What, doctors don't do that?
I did enjoy my time in Poland, yes. I've been to Eastern medicine.
It's like pointing
Drinks
at the
vodka. Straight
pointing at the
vodka.
cigarette. One day you're gonna realize how bad that is for you. Don't care that the doctors are recommending it right now for stress. He just knows, man.
Okay, Constantine sort of is like, okay, I don't understand. Can anyone... Everhurst.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Sorry.
You gonna get that. That might be
First
his
time GMing,
catchphrase.
I have to delete my brain there for a second because,
Okay.
of course, Constantine would fucking know who Everhurst is. Okay?
Yeah, because he's the
So,
assistant to the prince.
He's the assistant to the prince, and he's like in with the Camarilla, so he knows. Yeah, he like turns to Elio and says like, "You're being hunted by Everhurst? Is it the same man?" Elio's confused. I don't know. It's whoever they send. There's Camarilla everywhere, right?
Yeah, there's Camarilla everywhere. Hello? How long you been alive?
I've 60 years. 60.
Okay,
70?
little baby boy. Guess what? There's Camarilla everywhere. There's a concentration of more than 28 kindred within 40 square miles. Okay? That's the rules.
Okay, listen, I'm not really supposed to, talk about this too much. But yeah, they want to... What they say about people like me isn't true, okay? Like, it's... They...
Don't say it. Don't say it.
But if you're gonna help me and...
It's fine. You can say it out
What
loud.
do they say about you?
Hell up, man. I start trying to, like... So the sword is like a prop sword, right? It can't, like... Is it sharp?
Well, I mean, it's not sharp, but it is metal. So if you were like really
I start,
like...
whacking him a little bit with... Shut up, man.
Ow! Ow!
Not you. I'm sorry. I'm whacking a sad Thai boy
I
right on a
don't
typewriter
react.
in his
The
dream.
number of times that I've gotten whacked with a prop of any sort from him is... My body's gone numb to the sensation.
Stop encouraging him. He's gonna get us all killed. It starts playing. It's him in the rain, smoking a cigarette.
Tired of being what you want me to be.
He scribbles it down on a napkin and then becomes the poem that
Become so numb.
Oh, years later. Oh, shit.
Constantine turns to Hans and Henry. Okay, here's what we're going to do, yeah? We're going to hide this person for now, yeah? Because
Who's
it sounds
Henry?
like it's very serious. Harry. My apologies.
Okay, I
My
thought
deepest apologies.
maybe there's another
Nope.
person. In the...
Oh, it's Harry.
Helmut.
Nope.
Okay.
Heinrich.
Yeah, for real, dude. Yeah, so he turns to Harry and Hans. Okay, what I need both of you to do is, can you go and let Wolfie know that we need to hide this person? We have a special place, but I'm going to go and speak with my assistant, my partner, and can you? I turn to Felix. Can you keep an eye on him?
Yeah, of course. I'd be happy to.
Okay, good.
Question: does your
Yeah.
hiding place have multiple exits?
I'm gone. I left.
Go after him. Yeah, it does not. Yeah, and then Constantine also leaves, leaving you with Elio. So, what happened to
People
you?
Looking for you. What happened to me?
Yeah.
I
know.
assume you're not asking about my new job that I received today as a lathe operator.
Oh, congrats. No, I was, he kind of motions to.
Oh, it was the war. she might expect.
Yeah. Lost a lot of good friends.
Yeah. For you in it yourself.
No, I was, too young. I look too young. I mean, wouldn't let me in.
Well, I was too young as well, but apparently I look too old. And even if you were 60 years old now, believe me, you were too young.
May I? He kind of motions to motions to the sofa. Have you sit
Please.
down with him.
Please, please. So you are a Van of Sam, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. He looks at you. Can you roll for me, please?
Yeah. Just a D100, yep.
Yes.
15.
Please. Okay. You look into his eyes, and there's this moment where you can see he has a third eye. His gaze pulls you in, and suddenly you don't feel any pain. You don't feel, even when you meet with Constantine here, there is a sort of deep in the back of your mind, right? You still are always feeling that pain. It's there. But this time, as you look into his eyes, he reaches out and he puts his hand on your shoulder, and you see before you this image of a boy in a hospital, and it's him. And he's dancing around, making the other kids in the hospital laugh. They're all much younger than him. And you feel like he's been there a long time. And there's this moment where you just feel a purity. And he says, the type of one that I am. It's, well, there's not many of us left. They want to kill us, because we can do this. And he puts a finger on your forehead where a third eye might be, and suddenly you feel no pain at all.
How did you do this? I stand up quickly and I start moving around to see if I'm still limping or if it hurts.
No, it's all gone.
Why would you do this? What will I do when it goes away?
He looks pained. It won't.
What do you mean it won't? It just fades away every time. And I'm left with the way I was, the way I am.
Not this time. My maker. He was a doctor. We choose each other. Or what we can do. He was a healer, and so that means I'm a healer. We can heal.
And there's just tears coming out of my one eye and just streaming down my face. Just in shock and disbelief, trying very hard to believe that this will actually stay.
as tears are going down your face, you notice that Elio is also crying from all three of his eyes.
How do you do this? Do you swear this will not go away?
It won't. It won't go away, and it means that, you know, you can try again. You can be in a place like this and enjoy it, you know?
I think I sit back down next to Elio again, and I grab one of his hands as firmly as a human can grab a vampire's hand. What about the rest of it? And I kind of take his hand and I put it like on my head. What about this? Like not the wound, but like implying my mind.
Yeah.
I wake up every night screaming. Was this begun too?
I can't deal that. I can't do that bit.
Tell me. I have asked before and he has said no. What can I do? What can I do for you to make me like you? I will do anything. I love this place. It is really the only reason I can manage to get through any day or my days anymore. But it fades. And every night I see it again. I see them in front of me suffering. And I see myself turning my back and running away. And do you fear dying?
My kind, there's only 7 of us left. I fear dying because that's what we do. As far as I know, we die. We get caught and we die. So yes, I fear death.
But you do not fear things like we fear. And if you were there, you could have helped them, or you would have. And perhaps if I was like you, I know I cannot go back to save them, but perhaps then when these nightmares happen, I remember that I do not have to fear this. And even if I die while I'm having them, at least I tried to save them. And I would rather continue to die every night than live like a coward like I have been.
Ilio looks, he looks, pained while you're saying this. I wish I could, but
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This has been very overwhelming for me, and I thank you. As I cannot thank you enough. I still feel wonderful, and I'm asking too much. It has been made clear to me before. I do not understand these things, and I apologize, Herr Lee. Pardon me.
He looks at you again. I have to roll. Listen, maybe one day we'll meet again, and I'll know how to. I can do it then. I can't do it now, but maybe I can do it then.
Danke. Yeah, no, just not. Of course, yes, of course. Your safety is most important. We need to. They're going to hide you. They are wonderful people. They're very capable as well.
Yeah, I can. I'm a good judge of character.
But danke. I stand up and I look at him and I say, well, look at this. And I jump and I click my heels and I go, I haven't been able to do this since 1913. Well, 1914. I was good for a year, I think. But I thank you.
My pleasure. He smiles at you, and it's warm and guileless.
I'm going to ask a question I already know the answer to because we're in Constantine's room.
Yes.
Is there a mirror?
Yeah.
I kind of turn around and I go look at the mirror and I just do one of these to check. But my eye's still gone.
Can you roll for me?
Oh, shit. 40.
Yeah, the eye's still gone.
There was a hole before, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still gone.
I jump and click my heels again.
We move out of the room and follow Courier and Harry. What are you both doing?
I'm walking to Wolfie as was requested and wasn't going to stand around listening to another wild conspiracy theory.
Okay, but I'm telling you, if they could control spiders, then you'd know that nowhere is safe. Because spiders are everywhere.
I say nothing.
You know that feeling you get when you think a spider's on you?
Yeah.
Guess what? They are.
Do you go and speak to Wolfie
Yes.
as Constantine? Yeah. Okay. Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
We need a
Banana
spot.
apricot.
My eyes dart for probably the first time in this whole trip from one room to the other. We need a room where
Banana apricot wolf.
that favors discretion as per Khan's wishes.
Klar. He nods his head seriously. And then he walks through a door behind the bar. You don't really see him for a second, but then he comes out another door. It's kind of, again, labyrinthian, this bar. And he says, follow me. What is it for? How bad are we talking now?
10, 11, 12, a million, like, it's bad, man. Like, oh, the lightning is striking, the hooves are thundering, the place is on fire, the bird has left the building.
I
He looks
suppose
at-
there's no point in tipping my glass upside down, which is a code that we've developed over the past 10 years in secret to let you know that it's bad.
Okay.
Probably not. Stop the music.
It doesn't stop.
No, the music does not stop. All right, yeah. Follow me. We can find a place. He kind of unlocks another door and opens it, and it leads down another hallway that looks very similar to all of the other hallways. And you start walking to a place that the bar Harry would not know, but I think Courier, you might know that there are places to hide people here for times when they need to be hidden. It's not like a huge deal. It doesn't happen a lot, but the bar's been around a long time. So it's really more of a courtesy, So he brings you down this hallway and then opens another door and says, okay, this one should do. There's an exit there and an exit there. Should it be used?
I look at Wolfie Is this going to suffice, assuming it's an army of you looking for this individual?
Oh, well, what are we talking about? Army of me.
Of...
What you trying to say,
And,
man? Spit it out. Come on now.
an army of monsters. And I hesitate on the word.
Monsters?
Well, Wolfie kind of
Sorry.
What kind of
looks
crazy
at you and
conspiracy
then-
is that, man?
Not everything is
Nods.
a conspiracy, Harry. Some things are just the way they are.
Yeah, they're the way they are because some people in the back room have cooked it all up together, and then they use their influence to get little pawns to move around on the table to do what they want.
I look at Wolfie. What's their facial expression?
yeah, can you roll, please?
48.
So you've been coming here a while, and you know Wolfie pretty well. You are a good read of character, but the thing about Kindred is that they are supernatural. So if they don't want you to know something, you're not really going to know it as a mortal. I think that because you have known him for so long, you do see a sort of crestfallen, is what I would say, a crestfallen look pass over his eyes before he kind of looks away and smooths it out and goes, well, the Sonnenlicht is not really built for an army of us. It is built for an army of pleasure, not war. But we can protect it if necessary.
I think we'll need to.
Harry,
This-
can you roll for me, please?
Yes. A 34.
You are suddenly overwhelmed with a glee that you know to be belonging to Everhurst. He's found you.
Oh shit, man! He knows exactly where we are. He's gonna be sending the boots. They're gonna be stomping through the streets. The rain's gonna be falling, but the rain ain't rain. It's blood, motherfucker! It's blood.
You hear a gasp from the main room of the bar.
Stop the music!
We're too late.
Wolfie books it out of the room. Do you follow him?
I don't. I'm going to use one of the exits in this room, and I'm going to try to circle around.
Okay. You leave through this exit, and it does lead to another hallway. Like I said, the hallways are all very similar. It's this sort of like, pinstriped red wallpaper and these velvet curtains over these doors, or, some rooms are open concept, sort of like you can walk through an open doorway and see that there's sofas and comfortable places to play cards or drink and just like quieter areas of the bar. But you make your way out. Harry, what are you doing?
What's the rules on weapons? Do I still have mine?
You still, if you didn't put it down, you still have it. Yeah,
Okay.
generally weapons are not permitted in the bar,
Oh, they're not?
but
Well, I got one. Sorry.
Constantine gave it to you himself. So I think you can feel confident in carrying
Oh, you
it.
mean the sword? Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I
You
was
have
talking about weapons that would they check our weapons or what?
Okay, they don't check. It is a sort of like trust feature of the bar. So they say like, please no weapons, and they kind of trust you to not bring them in.
Okay, I got weapons.
Yeah. Okay, what do you do?
I have like a hunting knife, which is like not that big of a deal, and then I have a snub-nosed revolver in my boot. Okay. And so I've got one in each hand, a gun, knife. I'm coming out here. I'm ready to fight. You know, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
It's like my daddy taught me.
Like your daddy taught you. So you, you're going back to the main room from the place that you came from, or are you going to be following?
I'm going
courier?
back to the main room.
Main room, yeah. Okay.
I'm ready to fight to escape, to be clear.
Yeah.
Not here to take on an army.
Yeah. So, when you get to the main room, there is a large group of kindred there. And you would recognize, first of all, there are mortals who are losing their minds in the corners because they have never seen this before. There are some mortals that come here frequently and they just do not know that this is a thing. But these kindred, there's maybe like 15 of them, okay? And one is standing in front, and you recognize him to be Everhurst. He's tall,
Everhurst, man.
wearing a suit. He looks very dapper and put together. He's got a hat on. And you would also know that almost every single one of these kindred are Tremere.
Oh, I do not like them at all.
No.
How many of them are there? Like, quick count? More than a dozen?
15. I would say 16. Yeah.
I've got
Everhurst
6
steps
bullets.
up. Yeah. Everhurst steps up. I am looking to speak with the owner of this establishment. Bitte. Constantine steps out. Das bin ich. Everhurst, why are you here? This seems a bit excessive, you know? We're just having a party, a good time. Look, you're missing our opening show. Ariadne herself can't handle it. He points to like one of the actresses on the stage, kind of like shivering. There is an oppressive feeling in the room. Tell me, where is it? He says to Constantine. Harry, what do you do?
Hell yeah, like are they in between me and where I know the Salubre to be?
So they're in the sort of entranceway. They're all standing by the door like they just came in. They're starting to move in, you know. You would know that the Salubre is to the right. You would have to cross the room in front of them to get there. So, yeah, it is a situation of it might be difficult for you to get through, but you can try. I mean, you are a kindred, so you have abilities and powers that you could utilize in this situation.
I really hate to do this because I feel like everyone's going to judge me if I do.
it.
Okay, I'd like to obfuscate.
No. You don't get to do that. You have to sit there and talk your way out of this bullshit.
Yeah, please roll for me. Oh.
No, I'm not actually doing that. Although I think that would be a good ability for this character to have. Like, I have no sheet. I have no idea what he can do.
Yeah.
I think if there's not an easy way for me to get across, then I think I'm just gonna try to I'm gonna holster my gun and I put my knife away, and I'm just gonna try to like walk across, like, you know, it's all good, man. I'm just walking across.
Yeah, Everhurst looks at you and is like, all right, search the place. And then his group of Tremere start to move through the place. And unfortunately, a few more come in as well. So like some are staying behind, and then others are searching the place. They're all they're all dressed in dark clothing. They look very professional, like they've done this before, and they are here for a reason. We'll go back to the courier. What are you doing?
I'm trying in these back rooms, these hallways, how long are the hallways specifically?
They're long hallways. No. I would say that like each hallway has some 5 doors or 5 rooms. Some are 2 rooms, some are, it's not like a mansion, but yeah.
And they're all pretty identical looking, yeah. You said
pretty identical looking, yeah. They're really keeping on brand with the hallway design.
As I walk, I'm going to run my fingers on the walls to see if I can feel like a difference, to differentiate. This is something that I've probably done in the past. Make sure that I don't get lost in here forever, as I would still need food and water.
Can you roll for me, please? I should say they're not like, okay, yeah, all right. So you know exactly where you are going, and you get there quickly. Huh?
Sorry, so I thought that he rolled 99 and then a 1, but there was other rolls in between there. So no.
Oh, okay. You actually also can get out into the main ballroom, but with the crowd and everything that's happening, you can see what's happening, but no one can really notice you because you're moving as quickly and as delicately as possible. And you know this place really well. And, even though they are kindred, they're busy. Like they have a person they're looking for, and that is why they're here. So you manage to find your way back to the room, Constantine's room. And as you are going, you see that Constantine is being held by Everhurst, surrounded by a few other kindred, and he can do absolutely nothing about it.
Shit. I'm watching. They're all teethed out and everything. They're all...
Yeah, and with this one, even just looking at the room, you can tell there is not going to be much that you can do.
Where is Elio?
He's still in Constantine's room.
Is he near them?
They're on their way.
Do they have him?
They don't have him yet. But they're walking down that hallway. They're canvassing the rooms.
No. I can't say anything. They'll hear me with their senses. I didn't have time, stupid. For a signal. Didn't tell the kid to watch out for things.
You are immortal. What are you even doing here, courier?
I'm saving a life.
Are you?
Gonna damn well try. And I go down the hallways, I run down. I'm making noises. I'm yelling his name. I'm opening and closing doors. If they don't open, I kick them down.
When you find the room that he's in, two of the Tremere already have him in hand. And they're dragging him from the room.
There's nothing I can do. I have no weapons. I have a lighter that works sometimes. 3.5 cigarettes left.
Felix, you watch Elio get pulled from the room. There's nothing that you can do. They are terrifying in their power, and every time you have been here, you have been benefit of that power in ways that have saved you. But now you see them as monstrous, the things that they can do. You're frightened, are you?
Terrified.
What did you do when they took Elio from the room?
I think I'm watching him. They're just dragging him out, right? Like on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's yelling.
He's
No, he's not. He's
completely
just
silent.
kind of, yeah. Can I see his face?
It's resigned.
I think I look down at my feet and I'm shaking. It's just shaking. I look back up. Do I see Harry in the doorway?
Yeah. You would see Courier in the doorway, I think.
Oh,
Harry,
yeah,
you
yeah,
also
sorry.
have made
I
it.
did
Yeah,
the
I think
H
both
thing.
of you.
I did the H thing.
Yeah.
They're both okay. Good.
Yeah.
I look at them, and then I think I jump in the air and I click my heels and I dive for the back of the legs of one of the Tremere. Like his knees. Like I'm just throwing my feeling good body like it hasn't felt with all as hard as I can into the back of his knees.
Can you roll for me, please?
$95.
Tufika, he says, and he grabs you and throws you against the wall. You feel parts of your body break and the pain comes back. But you're not dead. He didn't care to kill you. They continue bringing Elio down the hallway.
I would rush over to Felix, making sure he's okay.
You hear a scream in the main room.
Are you gonna be okay?
You're muted, my darling.
I said no, but yes, help Constantine.
Help Constantine or help the kid? Which one?
Both. Just don't do nothing.
What are we going to do? Look at you. You're on the floor. You're a puddle.
I feel better than I have in a long time.
kid did this.
Yeah. My body was whole again. Minus an eye.
I prop him up against the wall. I'll come back for you. There's no way you're gonna know your way out of this one.
I will wait here for you until you return.
Yeah. Until I return. I walk towards, was the screaming Elio?
No. It was someone from the crowd. As you get closer to the main room, you hear random gasps and sobbing. And when you walk out into the main ballroom, Elio is on his knees in front of Everhurst, being held down by two of the Tremere. And Constantine is being held by another group of Tremere. And he's fighting them, but he's not strong enough. Everhurst raises his voice and smiles, looking at everyone there. You have all done a wonderful job returning this to us. It is a danger, no matter what it would have you believe. He looks down at Elio. For crimes committed and the sins of your clan, you are sentenced to final death. And one of the Tremere lower a sword quickly, separating his head from his body, and he collapses to the ground. And you think to yourself, Kindred don't just die like that. Don't they just... Something has to happen. They don't just fall limp. And in the horror of it all, the screams and cries from everyone in the room, Constantine is held back, red tears flowing down his eyes. And he's never looked so angry.
Today.